Hey guys, girls, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We've got the Apple iPad Mini 2 as a review for you today. Also, is it still any good in 2023? Well, the answers to that are pretty simple. Yes, you can still surf the internet right now. How much longer? We're not sure. But we fire up Safari, we go to YouTube. That's the first indication if we still have any kind of security left or not for this surfing the net. And if YouTube lets you on, pretty much anybody should, okay? So, the last known security updates were August of 2022 for this particular iPad. Now, regardless, it came as a 16, a 32, a 64, and a 128 configuration for storage, all of which all came with only 1 gigabyte of RAM, and all of which were also 1.3 gigahertz dual core Cyclone processors. So you also, as part of that processor at 1.3 gigahertz dual core, it was an A7 chip, 28 nanometer, ARM V8 based. The GPU is a quad core graphics Power VR G6430. It's a Retina display, IPS panel LCD, 7.9 inches. The rear camera facing is, of course, 5 megapixels, 1080p. Front is at 720p, 1.2 megapixels. Both cameras are actually quite good considering the megapixel range. And of course, all cameras are always light dependent as well for having less and less static on your picture. So there you go. The battery is a lithium polymer 6470 milliamp or 6.4 amp battery, more or less, okay, in layman's terms. The resolution is 1536 by 2048. It's a decent little machine. It came either as Wi-Fi only or Wi-Fi and cellular. Mine is a Wi-Fi cellular, and I picked this up at the Hawk Shop yesterday in North Bay, Hawk Exchange actually, and it is in absolute showroom condition. There's not a scratch or a mark on it anywhere. It also came with a glass screen protector. Did not come with a charger, but they did give me a charge cable with it that was actually brand new. But no charger, but I don't really care. You can plug this thing into just about any USB charger and you're fine, or right into your computer port, but it's going to take forever to charge. However, the battery in this thing also only has 5 cycles on it. I found that out this morning by plugging it into my Mac and firing up iMazing, which is a really neat program. And one of the things it does do is tell you about battery cycles of your battery. And this only has 5, so it's been recently changed, or it could be original and whoever bought it within the last 10 years of life, yeah, they probably didn't even use it. Who knows? But benefit to me, I don't have to change a battery for Lord knows how many years, because they do tend to go for a long time before you have to replace them. So bonus. Now, my only purpose originally for buying this thing, like I said, I paid 50 bucks Canadian for it, so I'm good with that. The only purpose I had in mind was I needed a device to be able to just type in all my user IDs and passwords for all the websites and stuff I'm involved with, which is like tons. And I'm tired of, every time I change my passwords every once in a while, which I do, it's just common practice. You should do this. But you scratch it out on the paper, and then you rewrite in the new one. Then you're going to change them again. You scratch it out, you rewrite. It gets a little messy. You run out of room. Then you got to flip pages and rewrite. And it's just a nasty mess of disorganization. And it drives me absolutely nuts. So I need a simpler solution. And I figured, well, my iPad 7th gen, I still have it. I just got an iPad Pro. But I don't want to do that on things that are currently capable of the internet. Not that I'm worried about anything, but hey, anything can happen, right? So I figured, well, I don't care about internet access. I just need something old, but something in good shape, and hopefully I don't have to replace the battery, which turned out I didn't have to. This fit the bill perfect. And so once I'm done setting it up the way I need it, I'm good. I take it offline, and I don't need to even connect it to the internet. Other than the odd time I will for Guitar Tap Pro, because it turns out that, wow, this thing is only limited to iOS 12.5.7 at the max, which means Guitar Tap Pro scrolling feature now works once again for me, because once we went to iOS 13, that's when we lost our scrolling feature for that program, which cheesed off millions of musicians worldwide that bought this program with no support from the company to keep it current for the current OSs. And it's like, other companies are fine, but this company doesn't want to do that. And they came up with a worse solution. So it kind of turned out to be a double kicker. In fact, a triple kicker, because I also have my Holy Bible in the version that I prefer, of course. I'm a King James fanatic. So I have my Bible on here. So now I can actually read my Bible in bed if I want to on a computer screen, instead of having a paper book Bible near me and having to turn lights on so I can actually see and read. And that means I need my glasses. And with iPads, I can't wear my glasses at close range because I can't see. It's too close. My glasses are limited for distance, right? For close up versus distance. So it's like, this is perfect. This works absolutely awesome. So I've got my Bible, I got a Guitar Tap Pro, there's 2 bonuses, and I get to create my database of all my user IDs and passwords for all my websites and stuff that I deal with. And yeah, that works absolutely awesome. And being that it's also in impeccable condition was an even bigger bonus, because the current actual street value of the Mini 2 is only worth $20 US in mint condition, which is $27 Canadian. So I kind of overpaid a little bit, but I'm okay with it because I don't have to replace the battery. Or in good condition, $15 tops, okay, which is like $21 Canadian. So yeah, and we do have Lightning USB 2.0 on this, so hey, it's not the old school big huge connector. It's a nice little Lightning connector. The Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. This is Wi-Fi cellular, so I could actually put a cellular contract on this, but there's no point to it because it could be another 3 months, 6 months. It could be next week and I lose my security protocols for the internet. I don't know when it's going to happen, but the last security update was in August of 2022. So it won't be that long before it's discontinued as far as internet capability. And that goes for every single iPad that was ever produced that maxed out at 12.5.7 for the iOS. So anything that's below 12 right now is definitely done, but 12.5.7 for now is still going for now, okay? 13 will probably expire maybe in another year, whatever, who knows. It's going to vary from iOS, but you cannot upgrade beyond 12.5.7 on an iOS device, whether it's a phone or an iPad. But still, they are still very usable even once you lose the internet. Like, I'm going to have a database on it. I'm going to have, once I build my database up full with Guitar Tap Pro and I'm done, I don't even need the internet for it anymore. And then, of course, my Bible, Bibles don't get updates other than for iOS versions. And this Bible, it works fine with this version, so I don't have to worry about it. They don't change the words. They just update the program to run on the newer OSs. That's all it is. Anyways, with Bluetooth on here 4.0, you can connect any Bluetooth keyboard you want that does support Bluetooth 4.0, and you'll find out by just trying it. Like my Logitech MX Keys Mac keyboard connects to this without a problem. And I have 2 other keyboards to test yet, and definitely my Apple keyboard, the one that runs on batteries, that connects fine. But keep in mind, under iOS 12, you will not get trackpad or mouse support, period. It is not supported on iOS 12. You need a newer OS for that, which, like I said, you can't do it, so there you go. Anyways, so like I said, you've got a nice little Retina display on this. This is 16 gigs, which is more than enough for what I'll ever need. But they do have 16, 32, 64, 128, but when they talk values, they are not counting capacity in those values. They count condition, okay? That's all they're counting. They don't care about capacities. The Retina display is nice, 7.9 inch. Might as well round it off, call it 8 IPS. The A7 chip, it works. I mean, it's not the fastest kid on the block, but it works. And besides, only got 1 gig of RAM anyhow. If it had like 2 gigs of RAM, it'd probably be a little quicker under iOS 12. But it works. That's the thing. Gaming, I've tried. I played Truck 'em All last night on it, and it was a little sluggy and stuttery, so not very good for gaming. Not this particular iPad, anyways. You'd need a bit more powerful iPad under iOS 12 to actually play that game properly. Like something like an iPad Air, something like that, or maybe I don't know, whatever. You're gonna need something definitely more powerful for gaming than what this thing has. So yeah, always check out this stuff for specs online before you buy used, even, especially if you're looking at used older devices from Apple. Be aware. I mean, this thing is 10 years old. It's done. It's gone. And Apple's like, nope, we're not even supporting parts. So if you want parts, go find them on eBay. Hopefully you'll get what you need. But is it worth fixing? Only if it's worth it to you. But realistically, I mean, I paid $50 Canadian for absolute impeccable cherry condition. Okay, and with a perfectly brand new battery with 5 cycles on it. So to me, that was worth the $50, and it does everything I need it to do, and I'm not worried about it. So that's for me. You got to decide how you're gonna do your iPads, right, and what you want to use them for. So that's something to be very careful when you're looking at them online, including parts access. I seen one up here today, $50 for an iPad mini, says works great. So you click on the picture because they didn't show the front, but then when you click, and before you click, look carefully at this picture. It's got a bit of scufferiness on the back, which is fine. That's nothing. The cable, it's that old school big charge cable, right? Good luck finding those cables anymore, other than Amazon may still have some up there, but they're rare to find now for charge cables if it goes bad. But when you click on the next picture, yeah, you see the front of it, and yep, the screen is all busted to heck. I wouldn't give her $50. She wants $50, but it's not even worth a buck to me. And it's got a ding in the one corner where the big shattering's going on. I can see the ding from here way too easily. So it's like, yeah, we try put a new screen on there. That ding's in the way. How do we get the ding out? We can't. Okay, so that means a new screen isn't going to go on there properly either, and the glass got crunched with it. So that's a bit of an issue. I feel like writing her and saying, just go give it to the Hazardous Depot, because that's not even worth $5. Even if it was perfect, it's not even worth $5 because it's got the old charge cable on it. They're worthless. There's one up here, an iPad. It looks in great shape. It's bigger. Got a case. It's got a screen protector on it. But it's the old charge cable style. We don't even know what iPad this actually is. But it's 16 gig. We know that much. But they want $100. They're out of their mind. It's not worth that. So you got to realize, I mean, it's old. And just because it's Apple doesn't mean it's always going to be worth money or big money. I have a video coming up on all of that to explain it. But anyways, in the meantime, I would say that for its time period that this thing was really good and fast at the time until the iOS's slugged it down, I would have given this thing a 4.5 out of 5 all day long. It's just a great little machine. Nowadays, it's a little sluggier, okay, and gaming is going to definitely suck unless you're playing solitaire probably. I don't know. I'm going to try a few other games and see what happens, because it wouldn't be too bad to have a little bit of entertainment after all. Okay, but for everything I need it for, yeah, it's fine. For today's standards, I would say that this thing is probably sitting somewhere around the 3 out of 5 range. It is slugged down because of the iOS. You cannot go backwards in iOSs unless you jailbreak them. Then I think you can, but you definitely can't go ahead. That's for sure. So you're stuck at 12.57 as your max no matter what. But certainly it is, if you can find one even in perfect condition, private deal, $20, man. I mean, the Hawk Shop charged me $50, which means they paid about $15 or $20 for it. That's the norm for them, okay? Especially Apple stuff, it's just the norm, right? But and they do tend to overcharge for Apple, which is absolutely ridiculous. You'd almost do better going private, but anyways, that's what we got for you. That's my ratings on it. Is it still usable in 2023? For now, yeah, it is. And even for the internet, even for watching YouTube, it's still fine. Netflix, I have no idea. Depends if the Netflix program downloads for you, if it's any good or not. Because I don't know if it will. It may want a newer iOS than what this thing is. I did try a database program to download because it said works on this Mac Mini. Yeah, you want to bet? It came up with an error saying, "Oh, we're so sorry. You need iOS 15." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but you just lost a customer for potential because you won't let me have your program that you say works on this." Anyways, there you go. So not everything's going to work out for you, but you don't know until you try downloading it, that's for sure. But either way, I'm done. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Staying tuned. Hope you enjoyed the video and a little bit of humor on the side here and there. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.